Miller's house and the demon. One night, a group of teenagers decided to sneak into the Miller's house to see what secrets it held. As they entered, they were met with a horrible sight. The walls were adorned with strange symbols, and the air was thick with the smell of rotten flesh. As they ventured further into the house, they stumbled upon a room that was locked tight. But the curious teens managed to break the door open, revealing a room filled with human remains. The remains were arranged in a circle with a large pentagram drawn on the floor in blood. The teens realized too late that they had disturbed something far beyond their understanding. They quickly fled the house, but they could feel something following them. They could hear the sound of dragging footsteps behind them, and they could feel something breathing on the back of their necks. The teens never made it out of the forest. The Miller's family, it turns out, were not just strange but were part of a cult that had been practicing dark rituals for generations. They had made a pact with an ancient being, a demon that they worshipped in exchange for power and immortality. The demon had been waiting for the right sacrifice, and the unsuspecting teens were the perfect offering. The Miller family continued to practice their dark rituals, and the demon continued to demand sacrifices. Townspeople, too, scared to intervene, watched as their friends and family disappeared one by one. The demon grew stronger with each sacrifice, and the Miller's power grew with it. Years passed, and the town of Blackwood was nothing more than a ghost town. The Miller family, now immortal, still resides there to this day, waiting for their next offering to the demon. The legend of the Miller family and demon they worshipped spread throughout the neighboring towns and villages, and soon became a cautionary tale told to children. But there were some who did not believe it to be mere legend, and they were determined to put an end to the Miller's reign of terror. A group of brave souls, armed with holy symbols and blessed weapons, set out to Blackwood. They knew the dangers that lay ahead, but they were determined to save the innocent and put an end to Miller's evil ways. As they entered the Miller's house, they were met with the same horrors that the teenagers had encountered years before. But they were not deterred, and they pressed on. They searched the house room by room until they finally found the room where the Millers performed their dark rituals. The demon was there, waiting for them. It was a terrifying sight, a creature unlike anything they had ever seen. It stood tall, with skin as black as night and eyes that glowed red with malice. It let out a deafening roar, and the group knew that the battle for their souls had begun. The battle was fierce, but the group was determined. They fought with all their might, using their holy symbols and blessed weapons to weaken the demon. And finally, with one final blow, they struck the demon down. With the demon defeated, the Miller's family's power was broken, and they were finally able to die. The town of Blackwood was free from their curse, and the people were able to return and rebuild their homes. But the memory of the Millers and the demon they worshipped lived on. The group of brave souls who had put an end to the Miller's reign of terror were hailed as heroes and their story was passed down through generations after a reminder of the dangers of dabbling in the dark arts. The house still stands abandoned and silent, a reminder of the evil that once resided there. But the townspeople of Blackwood no longer fear it, for they know that the demon has been defeated and they can live in peace once more. In the end, the truth of the Miller's story remains a mystery, but one thing is certain: the evil that once resided in the Miller's house, the demon that they worship, will never return. The brave souls who stood against them will always be remembered as the hero of the town. The legend of the Miller family is a reminder of the dangers of power at any cost and the importance of standing up against evil, no matter the cost.